Imagine a place where no radio signals work, where animals change their paths, where even birds avoid flying overhead. How can a place distort a person's sense of reality so profoundly? Why can't compasses point north in this specific zone? Why do some people say they lose track of time, see hallucinations, even feel detached from their own consciousness while there? Why do test rockets and satellites mysteriously drift thousands of kilometers off course, only to end up right here? And the strangeness doesn't stop there. Some witnesses speak of three beings, described the same way for years: tall, blonde, silent. They don't speak. They leave no trace. They appear, then vanish, as if they were never really there. There are places in the world that seem like nothing more than names on a map, until you step into them. And then, the rules of reality begin to change. Let me tell you about a region where mysteries never end, and the events that occur are hard to believe. Welcome to La Zona del Silencio, the zone of silence. It's a materialization of mystery and stillness, a nearly unmarked region on the map, located in northern Mexico, near the intersection of the Coahuila, Durango, and Chihuahua states. Yet for decades, it's drawn the attention of everyone from NASA engineers to local shamans. Because here, not just devices break down, minds do too, and perhaps reality itself becomes something else entirely. It's as if all the known anomalies of nature converge here. Can this many anomalies exist in one place, purely by coincidence? Let's take a look at how it all began. The year is 1966. An engineer arrives in the region working on oil exploration. He's equipped with a mobile radio system, and in the flat, wide-open desert, there should be nothing to interfere. But his radio suddenly goes dead. No static, no signal, just silence. At first, it seems like a technical fault, but then something strange happens. Just a few hundred meters away, the same device works perfectly. But when he re-enters the area, silence again. No signals could be received, no messages could be transmitted. It was as if an invisible wall had been placed, a field suppressing or swallowing electronic communication. Engineers suspected hardware failure. They changed the device. Nothing changed. Other transmitters were tried, all failed. Then compasses began to spin. Despite clear skies and no visible interference, navigation systems lost orientation. GPS gave nonsensical coordinates. It wasn't a radio failure, it was an electromagnetic anomaly. Meanwhile, animals started acting strangely. Reptiles turned around, some birds couldn't fly and tried to move on the ground. That's when this area was first called the Zone of Silence. But what engineers and scientists didn't yet realize was this. This silence wasn't just cutting off communication, it was blurring the very boundaries of reality. 4 years later, in 1970, the U.S. military launched an Athena test rocket from the Green River site in Utah. The rocket mysteriously veered off its calculated path and landed hundreds of kilometers away, right in the center of the Zone of Silence. Mathematically, this shouldn't have been possible. Worse still, the rocket was carrying radioactive materials. American authorities were immediately alarmed. Black trucks, radar-loaded vehicles, and helicopters swarmed the region. Satellite images from the time showed strange patterns and excavation marks in the desert, but almost nothing reached the press. Local residents described the people in the field not as military men, but as scientists. They wore no American uniforms. This only fueled the theories. The rocket hadn't just fallen there. Something in the zone had pulled it in, like a magnetic force. Similar incidents happened again. In 1975, a Soviet spy satellite also veered off course and crashed in the exact same spot. Official records labeled it a technical malfunction, but satellite telemetry didn't support that claim. It was as if this region was a vortex, devouring signals and dragging down machines. But the science doesn't stop with technology, because this region affects humans too. Visitors report distorted perceptions of time. Some think they've spent hours inside, when only minutes have passed. Others feel time freeze or speed up, like dreaming while awake. And now, a strange theory emerges: time distortion and the noosphere. The noosphere is a theoretical collective layer of all human thought. Some believe certain areas are more strongly linked to this mental network, and the zone of silence is one of them. This isn't just an abstract idea. This can't be dismissed as individual psychology, because hundreds of witnesses report the same sensations, same distortions, same time anomalies. And up above, the sky was no less strange. At night, spiral lights appeared. Not stars, but giant swirling portals drawn across the sky. A camping group followed one of these lights. The next morning, they found glass-like soil where the light had landed. Thermal cameras picked up residual heat that lasted for hours, yet other sensors couldn't detect anything. Similar spiral lights have been recorded elsewhere, like in the Hessdalen Valley of Norway. There too, electronics fail and lights move in defiance of physics. Another similar location, the Nazca Lines of Peru. Massive shapes that can only be seen from the sky. And those lines, like the Zone of Silence, sit on the same magnetic latitude. These two places, aligned on parallel lines, are believed by some to be ancient markers used to connect with celestial energy. Some researchers believe this area lies on the Earth's ley lines, intersections of natural energy currents, high-frequency zones, and these ley lines align with Stonehenge, the Great Pyramid of Giza, Machu Picchu, sacred sites across the world. So perhaps the Zone of Silence isn't just a bizarre desert. It may be a deliberate part of an ancient energy network. But how does this energy affect humans? Some visitors report hallucinations, but the images they see aren't random. They're shared. Multiple people describe the same things at the same time. Glowing orbs sliding across the ground, figures etched with geometric symbols, a sky where time itself seems frozen. This shift in perception may also be linked to the Schumann resonance, the Earth's natural electromagnetic frequency. It intensifies in this area and resonates with human alpha brainwaves. This could alter consciousness itself. Even more shocking, studies of this resonance show changes in heart rate, drops in stress hormones. This place doesn't just block signals, it may alter the human mind's frequency. And the animals, some lizard species here develop different pigmentation. Rodents show unusual behavioral patterns. In some species, microscopic breaks in DNA have been found, but there's no known radioactive source. So, what's causing this biological change? An unseen particle in the atmosphere, or something buried deep in the ground? That thinks? Everything about this zone started with a simple technical glitch, but over time, it became clear here, nothing remains untouched. Not signals, not direction, not time, not even logic. It's as if nature is conducting an experiment we can't yet understand. But one thing is clear, what happens here makes us question the world we think we know. And maybe the problem isn't out there. Maybe it begins at the edge of our own perception. What we call reality might only be a personal illusion. And the Zone of Silence might just be the place where that illusion breaks.